Here is something that no one in mainstream society will say to your face. Being a single man in 2026 is not a problem to be solved. It is not a phase to be grown out of. It is not a symptom of some deeper damage. It is not a waiting room you sit in until real life begins. It is not something your mother should be worried about, your co-workers should pity you for, or the algorithm should be trying to fix with dating app advertisements at 11 p.m. Being a single man in 2026, especially if you're over 40, especially if you have been through the fire of a divorce, especially if you have spent your adult life building yourself without ever handing that self over to someone else, is one of the most powerful, most intentional, and most psychologically sophisticated positions a man can occupy right now. And today, I am going to prove it. Not with opinions, not with motivational quotes, with data, with psychology, with the most current research available in 2026 on what it actually means, biologically, financially, psychologically, and socially, to be a man who has chosen to walk alone. I want to speak specifically to 3 kinds of men watching this right now. The first is the man over 40 who has been through a divorce, who gave everything to a marriage, watched it end, rebuilt himself from the foundation up, and is now standing in a life that is quieter, harder in some ways, but undeniably, unmistakably his. The world keeps asking when he is going to get back out there. This video is his answer. The second is the man who has never been in a serious relationship. Not because something is wrong with him, but because something was always more important. His work, his craft, his freedom, his standards. The man who looked at the relationships around him and thought, that does not look like something I want. This video will give him the language for what he already knows. The third is the man who is on the fence, who is single right now, who genuinely enjoys it, but who carries just enough social pressure and self-doubt to keep asking himself whether he should be doing something about it. This video is the permission slip he has been waiting for. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share is going to reframe the way you see your life and yourself. Before we get into the specific reasons why staying single in 2026 is one of the most intelligent decisions a man can make, we need to understand the world we are actually living in, because the rules society gave us about relationships were written for a completely different world. They were written for a world where a man needed a partner to survive, economically, socially, domestically, where a single man was incomplete by default because the infrastructure of daily life required 2 people, where loneliness was not a choice but an inevitability for anyone without a partner,